Hey YouTube, this is Primetime Pokemon. In this video, I'll be reviewing and then giving away the Pikachu Power theme deck. This is a lightning and grass type theme deck from the Evolution set. The other theme deck for this set is Mewtwo Mayhem, and I'll be reviewing and giving away that theme deck next month. So what I'll do is I'll review every single card in this deck for a majority of this video, and then at the end of this video I'll state the rules to entry for this giveaway. And just before I get into the actual review, I want to remind everyone that I am doing a huge Evolutions giveaway on YouTube right now, giving away 3 Evolutions booster boxes, 10 Evolutions booster packs, and then a 20th anniversary expansion booster box. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to review this deck now, and then I will get to the giveaway. And theme decks in stores are $12.99 a piece. So I'll read it on the back here, and here's everything that you'll win if you do win this theme deck. And here is the deck checklist there. So it says, everyone's favorite dynamo. Charge up your game with the little thunderbolt that never gives up. Pikachu. Add the electrifying power of Raichu and the supercharged voltage of Electabuzz, and you'll have a potent team against any foe. Now I'm excited to review this deck just because it includes all first generation Pokemon. And when I was opening Evolutions booster packs, I liked when I pulled the Pikachu that's on the front there in reverse hollow form. Now it's in a special hollow pattern. So there's the damage counters, burn marker, poison marker, play mat. Here is a checklist. Here is the coin, and this is a beautiful coin. Chansey coin. I remember these from a long time ago. There you go. You can see it very well on camera. Here is the deck box. Pikachu on the artwork there. And then I can show the holofoil. It's that special shards pattern to it. Pikachu, just a common card from Evolutions, but special shards pattern to it. You can see it a little bit on camera. And then, of course, the online TCG code card. So the winner of this theme deck will get everything that I just showed there. So I'll set all this aside and get to opening and reviewing the actual cards in the deck. And the reason that the deck was open at the beginning is I opened that up and straightened out all of these cards. So I'll set this aside. Set this over here so I can go through. But first off here, there is a 3-2 line of Raichu, Pikachu, and Raichu. And Pikachu, 60 HP, and this is a base set reprint card. All of the Evolutions cards, for a majority of them, are base set reprint cards. Modernized versions of base set, so it's updated HP and moves. So 60 HP for basic, very good HP. 2 moves, Gnaw does 10 damage, and Thunder Jolt does 30 damage for 2 energy cards. However, Pikachu does do 10 damage to itself if you get a Tails when flipping a coin. Not a bad starter type Pokemon for a lightning type deck. And then there is 2 Raichu cards. Normally this is a holo, but in the theme decks they make it a non-holo. Above average HP for Raichu, 100 HP. 2 moves on this card. Energize allows you to attach a lightning type energy card from your discard pile to this Pokemon. And then Spark Bolt does 70 damage plus you may discard all energy attached to this Pokemon. If you do, this attack does 70 more damage. So you could use Spark Bolt, do 140 damage, knock out the defending Pokemon, and then use Energize after that to get those energy cards you discarded with Spark Bolt back into play and attaching them to Raichu. So not a bad combo right there. Next up is a line of Magnemite and Magneton, 3-1 line, 50 HP, so below average HP for Magnemite, 2 moves on it. Thunder Wave and Self-Destruct. Thunder Wave for 1 energy card allows you to flip a coin. If you get heads, you paralyze the defending Pokemon, and then Self-Destruct basically is a suicide type move. For 2 energy cards, it does 50 damage, but it also knocks out Magnemite. So I'm not a huge fan of this card. We'll have to see what Magneton looks like. I would not use this card on its own, that's for sure. And later on, I am a little bit behind on my blog. I'm in the middle of reviewing Steam Siege cards, but I will get to reviewing all these cards as well. Here's a card that is normally holo in Evolutions. 80 HP for Magneton, so below average HP. 2 moves. Thunder Wave does 30 damage, and it paralyzes the defending Pokemon. if you get a heads when you flip a coin. And then self-destruct, same thing that's on Magnemite, does 80 damage. However, it does knock out Magneton as well. So not really much sense to use this card unless you want to keep it on your bench, move it to the active Pokemon spot when you can knock out the defending Pokemon with 80 damage, and then you have Pokemon remaining on your bench so you don't get knocked out and lose the game, or your opponent doesn't take all of their prize cards. So that would be the scenario you want to use self-destruct in. I'm not a huge fan of doing that strategy. Next up here is Electabuzz. Of course, no Electivire back in first generation. Electabuzz, 70 HP, 2 moves on this card. So I like that all the cards so far have 2 moves. Thunder Shock does 10 damage, and it paralyzes the defending Pokemon if you get a heads when flipping a coin. So that's sort of a theme throughout so far. And then Thunder Punch does 30 damage for 2 energy cards. And if you get a heads when you flip a coin, this attack does 10 more damage. If tails, Electabuzz does 10 damage to itself. So that's similar to Thunder Jolt with Pikachu, that it may do damage to itself. So you have to see what the trainer cards are in this deck if you can heal damage quite easily. Next up here, there is 2 Voltorb. There's not Electrode in this set. Electrode in Evolutions is a rare non-holo, so you could include that in this deck. Voltorb, 60 HP, so a good HP. Continuous Tumble. Allows you to do 10 damage for 1 colorless energy card for each heads you get when you flip a coin until you get tails. I'd probably pass on this card as well, just like I would pass on the Magnemite card unless you're using the Stage 1 evolution form and you want to use a Trick Coin Trainer with Voltorb to give you a better chance at getting multiple heads in a row. So not that impressed by Voltorb, not that impressed by Magnemite. Now we'll move on to the Grass-type Pokemon. Weedle, almost reaching Magikarp-like HP, 40 HP, extremely low. Poison Sting does 10 damage for 1 Grass Energy card, and it also poisons the defending Pokemon if you get a heads when you flip a coin. So I do like so far that the Pokemon that I've reviewed have another option or another addition that it can do when attacking. It does damage, and it inflicts the special condition, of course, depending on a coin flip. So this line of Weedle, Cocoon, and Beedrill, 3-3-2. So several Weedle. Man, you definitely don't want to put those in the active Pokemon spot for long, or later in the game. Kakuna, another Stage 1 with lower HP. 2 moves on this one, Stiffen and Poison Powder, both require 2 energy cards. Stiffen says during your opponent's next turn, any damage done to this Pokemon by attacks is reduced by 40. So basically, it's just a stall tactic in the active Pokemon spot. And then Poison Powder does 20 damage for 2 Grass Energy cards, and it poisons the defending Pokemon if you get heads when you flip a coin. So I like how Poison Sting and Poison Powder on Weedle and Kakuna work well together. And finally, Beedrill, and if you've watched any of my Evolutions openings, Beedrill's always in it. I can't get away from it. It's like a bee sting. So Beedrill here, 120 HP, so a little bit low HP for a Stage 2, but compared to Weedle and Kakuna, a solid HP. 2 moves on it. Poison Sting does 30 damage, plus it poisons the defending Pokemon. You don't have to flip a coin. And then Swarming Sting does 40 damage times the number of Beedrill you have in play to one of your opponent's Pokemon. So I like that you can attack bench Pokemon with this move. That sort of defeats the purpose of limiting out the Weedles or Kakunas if you have multiple Beedrills. So this is definitely a staple of this theme deck. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of this line at all. Poison Sting doesn't do too much. It takes too long to get Stage 2 Pokemon set up. And Swarming Sting, if it takes long to get one Stage 2 Pokemon set up, it's going to take time to get multiple Stage 2 Pokemon set up. Okay, so next up here is a 3-2 line, or a 3-2, excuse me, 3-2 line of Caterpie and Metapod. No Butterfree. They didn't have that in base set. I believe it was in Jungle, the first set that was in. So I can show those now. So Caterpie, another very low HP basic Pokemon. String Shot does 10 damage, plus it paralyzes the defending Pokemon if you get a heads when you flip a coin. So I do like the pattern of coin flips and either paralyzing or poisoning the defending Pokemon. So I like that strategy so far. So 3 Caterpie and then 2 Metapod. A very low HP on Metapod as well. 2 moves, very similar to Cocoon, that has Stiffen. It reduces your opponent's attacks during their next turn by 40. And then Stun Spore does 20 damage. Plus, it paralyzes the defending Pokemon if you get a heads when you're flipping a coin. So a very prevalent pattern so far in all of these cards. Pretty low HP, fairly weak moves, but a lot of moves do damage, plus something else if you get a heads when flipping a coin. Okay, last Grass-type Pokemon here, Tangela. 2 of those, 80 HP, 2 moves. Bind does 20 damage, and Poison Powder does 30 damage. Bind also, for 2 energy cards, paralyzes the defending Pokemon if you get a heads when flipping a coin. And then Poison Powder immediately poisons the defending Pokemon. But I really don't want to do 30 damage for 3 energy cards. So finally, only 1 colorless type Pokemon in this deck, which is Doduo. No Dodrio or anything. You could always take it from a different XY series set. Doduo, 60 HP. Fury Attack does 10 damage times the number of heads you get when you flip 3 coins. So if you had a Trick Coin Trainer attached to this card, you'd have a decent shot of doing above 10 damage for only 1 energy card. So I do like this card. But overall with these Pokemon, it could be, and I'm guessing the main reason is because all these cards are base set reprints. They've been modernized, updated from base set, and they just couldn't make the jump big enough like that. For the most part, these cards are pretty weak, unless you're a die-hard Pikachu fan, and I like that holo card quite a bit. I would probably pass on this deck overall. It just isn't that great, and I will be doing the how much are Pokemon cards worth, and I've been doing some preliminary research on that. Cards really aren't worth that much in this set just because they're not that good in the TCG. So I probably would pass on this. I'd probably wait until next month to make sure what that Mewtwo Mayhem deck is like. I'm hoping that the Mewtwo deck's a little bit better than this deck, but this is one of the decks, first time in a long time, I'd probably say pass on it unless you're just a die-hard collector or just buying it for nostalgia purposes. Just taking a look at the Pokemon, it's just not that great. Like Raichu's the main Pokemon in this deck, not a huge fan of it. 70 damage or 3 energy cards does do above average damage, but if you want to do massive damage, then you basically have to restart putting energy cards on that card. So that's it for the Pokemon. I'll move on to trainers and then energy cards. So almost through with this video. And then I'll get on to the rules for giveaway. So for trainer cards, first off here, there is an energy retrieval, just one of these. There's several, just one trainer cards here. So energy retrieval says to put 2 basic energy cards from your discard pile into your hand. That'll help if you use Raichu's Spark Bolt move where you decide to discard all energy attached to it. Next up is Evo Soda. This is of course not from the evolution set. It says to search your deck for a card that evolves from one of your Pokemon and put it onto that Pokemon. Shuffle your deck afterward. So if you want to quickly get out Beedrill, this card might be useful like that, and then you could use Swarming Sting easier. Then there's one Pokeball that says flip a coin, if heads, search your deck for a Pokemon, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Could be useful for getting a basic Pokemon onto your bench. Of course, I don't like this card that much because you have to flip a coin. Then there's a Pokemon Center Lady, so another little bit older of supporter card. And it says heal 60 damage and remove all special conditions from one of your Pokemon. So that could be used with Pikachu with its Thunder Jolt move. Or there is, I believe, another card that has something that does damage to itself. So it definitely works with this card. With the Electabuzz Thunder Punch, it could end up doing damage to itself. So this card's useful. Potion trainers are always good to have. And then there is a Pokemon fan club. One of these says to search your deck for up to 2 basic Pokemon, reveal it, and put them into your hand. So like I just talked about, if you need basic Pokemon on your bench, this card I like quite well. Supporter, so you only can use 1 per turn. There's a Professor Oak's hint. Draw cards until you have 7 cards in your hand. Your turn ends. So that's a bit disappointing that your turn ends. You can't attack. And then there's a Professor's letter. There's actually 2 of these. Search your deck for up to 2 basic energy cards, reveal them, and put them into your hand. Always good to have plenty of energy in your hand so you can attach at least 1 energy card per turn. And then there is a revive that says put a basic Pokemon from your discard pile onto your bench. So that way if you want to use Electabuzz more than 2 times, you can use this card to get it back onto your bench. There's a switch. Pretty self-explanatory there. Allows you to switch one of your bench Pokemon with your active Pokemon for free without using the retreat cost. And then the last trainer card is Tyrannel. Allows you to draw 3 cards. There are 2 of these in this deck. So, a mixed bag for trainer cards like that. I know they threw in some for the evolution set like that. Still not impressed by this deck overall. And then finally, there is energy cards, 9 each of grass and lightning type. So there you have it. I would say that if I was to give this deck a grade, I would give it about a 2 out of 5 rating. It's a below average deck, but for nostalgia reasons, or if you're just learning how to play the TCG, highly recommend theme decks, especially if you're a Pikachu fan or a lightning or grass type fan. But again, if you're looking for something that's going to be fairly competitive as far as theme deck goes, I'd probably look elsewhere, but it's still a good deck overall for collectors. I do like that Pikachu Holo that comes in that preview window, and I would almost purchase this deck just for that card. So there you have it. Now the rules for the giveaway, pretty simple, similar to all of the other theme deck giveaways that I do. You have to subscribe to my YouTube channel, like this video, and then in the comment section of this video, just state that you'd like to enter this giveaway. Remember, only 1 entry per person. This giveaway is open to everyone in the entire world. On November 30th at 7 p.m. Central Time, I'll be making a winner announcement video with the 10 booster packs of evolutions that I'm also giving away right now. And I will be selecting the winner, and then the winner will have to private message me on YouTube. And for complete rules to entry, make sure to check out the description of this video. So, good luck to everyone. Thanks everyone for watching. As always, before you go, check out all the links in the description of this video, including links to my blog, Facebook, and Twitter pages, and stay tuned for more videos. Thank you.